already know Coach Ron Talk Show. I got a special guest tonight. You already know Sweet Feet. So pretty much we're talking about. We're gonna talk about well, it's good that I have her. You know why? Because she's young, right? And she's been in the sport since she was 11? 12. So, and she is 15 already. That's 3 years she's been in the sport, right? So we're gonna see the perspective of a teenager, because it's tough. I know it is tough because, I mean, I started at 13 and stopped, and then it was a back and forth thing. You see, it's very tough to stay committed. That's why the ones that stay committed, you know what I mean? It's a big applause for you guys because it's tough. So yeah, we're gonna talk about that today. So what is your perspective, sir? Like, let the people know how hard it is. You know what I'm saying? Or how easy it is too, because it could be easy too. But nah, you know what I mean? I'm good. You know what I mean? I like it. This is what I do. Or it was tough during. What was tougher? Like, at what point it gets tough? Because you know when you start, you're eager, right? You're eager to learn. You're like eager to do. So you're like focused. But then there's a time that you start getting like, alright, man, I don't know if I want to keep doing this, man. You know?
I think in the beginning it's like always easy. It's always because you're learning something every day. But then once you get the concept of it and like you advance, then it's like just sharpening your craft, which can be boring because it's repetition like every single day. I think the hardest part though is just like sacrificing so much time to be great, because when you're growing up, you want to go out, you want to talk friends, you want to do this, but like you can't because you got to pick. But I've been trying to pick the gym, but like it's always been hard picking which one to choose between, because you don't want to waste your teenage years, right? You wanna go out, you wanna do fun things, you wanna live your life. But yeah.
Okay. So what do you think? I mean, do you think that's it? You know, while you boxing and stuff like that, does it affect, like, you know, the school, your friends? Do you hide? I mean, not do you hide, but do you not tell some friends? Do you tell others you do? Are you shy to tell them you're a fighter because you're a female? I mean, what? Let us know about that a little bit.
So yeah, I think it definitely affects like your school life. At least for me, it affected. Like I would have to sacrifice some time. Like, let's say I want to go with my friends, I can't because I have training. And I actually got into an argument. Well, not an argument, but you know, I got into a little scuffle with a friend because they were like, "Why are you always so busy?" They thought I was ditching them when, like, they didn't know I box. I don't tell people I box because I feel like they look at me a different way.
But elaborate on that. What?
One time in sixth grade when I was younger, I used to tell everyone. I used to tell like, "Hey, box, yeah." Like, I would flex it because I was just learning boxing.
So it felt good. You felt good. Like, yeah, I'm learning how to fight, man. Yeah. Say something to me.
But the older you get, the more you mature, the more you realize like maybe it's not something you should flex. But like there was a couple kids that would like not pick on me but tease me, and they'd be like they would
bullying like
yeah, they would like tease or whatever. And like I guess like when you're young, you're naive and you think like it's the end of the world, like, oh my god, whatever they say is the end of the world. So I took it to heart. And they were just saying like, oh, you can't fight, and like they saw some videos of me sparring. They were like, oh, you can't fight. And
but they were pretty much playing with you, because I'm pretty sure they know you're gonna light them up real quick.
But it was when I was first starting.
Oh yeah, so then you still learning.
Yeah,
you still novice.
You're super awkward.
Oh, absolutely, you're stiff. You know.
Yes, you're so stiff. But after that, I stopped telling people, and that's why I got into the argument with my friend, because I didn't tell her.
And then so they don't follow you on your Instagram, your IG.
No.
That is crazy.
Oh my
because
God. You know what's crazy? And sometimes in school, people like I'll go through my following on Instagram, and like people from my school follow me, and I delete it because my account is private, right? So I had to accept it, and I deleted it. I'm so sorry.
You deleted it by accident or what?
No, I deleted it on
Because you didn't want to, you don't want them. Well, guys, if you requested her and she didn't follow you, maybe that's the reason. What happened when you was younger?
Yeah, when I was younger. Now,
okay.
now, like if they find out, I'm like, but it's still like not embarrassing. I'm not embarrassed that I box. I love that I box. I kind of like telling people that I box, but when they're in the community of boxing, because when they're not in the community, it's a different vibe.
It is, and they don't understand.
Yeah, they don't understand.
Or they're the boxing analysts.
Yes.
They become a ESPN analyst.
Yes.
They become a specialist.
They become like 500 fight. Like I know this, I know that.
Yeah. Oh man.
But also, it affects with your schoolwork too, cause I do 2 sports. Well, with boxing and now I do track and cross country, and I had to face my sleeping schedule, my homework. I was falling behind because it was just a lot of work. And that's why recently I took a break from boxing because, this is what I mean from earlier. You have to try other things. You can't just be stick to one thing. You have to try multiple things. You have to open the door for other things so you can get more opportunities. Don't shut any opportunities out. Take your opportunities. So I took my opportunity. So I took a break from boxing. And like I've noticed the difference. Like doing 2 sports or a sport, it's hard.
Doing 2, I agree. I would agree.
Doing sports, like in general, just even 1 sport, 2 sports, 3 sports, it's so hard to maintain with everything. Like it gets stressful. It's like you have to have a strong mindset to keep up with it. Now, I think everyone could though. I think everyone, if you do it right, if you follow it right.
Okay. So let me know, or tell me your thoughts about, or your opinion about, when do you? There's a sign that we gotta look that shows us that we're burning the young athlete. Because I'm a father, I'm a parent, and then I'm a teacher. So it's both. So and you're young, so you're an athlete, and you're in the sport, so. It'd be perfect if you let us know that. You know what I'm saying? What signs do you feel like?
It's kind of hard to tell because some kids do the sport to make their parents proud, so they don't give any signs. They just do what they're told, and they do it, but they're not happy doing it.
I guess that's the real.
They're not happy. They're pursuing a sport that they're not happy doing, and when you're not doing something that makes you happy, why do it? It's like wasting time. But I think for me, signs is just being tired, not wanting to do like the drills or the little stuff, because every little stuff makes a boxer, right? The jump rope, the toe touches, the line work, any little stuff. Like sometimes I don't want to do it. Sometimes I don't want to talk about boxing. Sometimes I just want to talk about something else. Because we don't realize it because all we do is talk about boxing.
Correct.
But like the people around us, or like the people not in the boxing community, could be like
overwhelming. Like,
yeah.
Oh my God, that's all you talk about.
All you talk about.
I actually have a little bit of dilemma like that sometimes.
Yeah, that's all you talk about. So sometimes you can get burned out of doing the same thing repetitively, like over and over and over for years. Not just like 6 months, for years, for like 5 to 10 years going the whole same cycle.
Routine.
The whole routine for years doing the same thing.
That's like 100% discipline.
Yes.
100%, man, which is difficult.
I know myself, I will never do that.
Just not it, man.
I know,
But I'm gonna contradict you there because you do put 100% when you go in training camp.
Oh yeah, in training camp.
So I guess
if you're not putting 100%, what do you do?
Exactly.
You shouldn't be in training camp if you're not going to put 100%. Which I've actually done it. I didn't put 100%, and I didn't fight. Luckily, everything happens for a reason. I didn't fight, and that training camp I didn't put 100. So yeah. Also, I think one time my teacher found out that I boxed, and that's when I was in 6th grade too. But she She was like, "Oh no, you can't box. Like you're."
What?
Yeah, she was
Oh,
like.
because you said you're a female?
Yeah, no, not like like sexist, but she's like, "Oh my god, like you shouldn't box. You shouldn't like."
You're so
like,
pretty,
yeah,
like that.
yeah,
Of course, of course. Oh yeah, yeah. We still hear that a lot,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Absolutely.
for family, for everyone.
Oh yeah, definitely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Also, don't let people create self doubts about yourself. You know what you know about boxing. Don't let other people think, because when you're young and you're growing up, when you're doing boxing, everyone's gonna tell you this, blah blah blah. Just listen to your coach. Just listen to your coach.
That's good advice right there.
Yes.
That's good advice. That's golden advice.
Yes, because
That is golden advice right there, man.
when I was boxing, when I was first boxing, it was during COVID, so I was just with my dad. But ever since we've been going out of COVID, a lot of people have been telling me things, and it's like, I love the feedback. I love getting feedback, but like some things are just you know what you know, so just keep that in mind.
Keep that in mind. Yeah, I agree. That's good advice. Definitely. Okay, so then now you tell me if I'm wrong or right. For since you've been in it, the years you've been in it, but I feel like once you start it, it's like a good addiction.
Yes.
You know, because you start it, right? You start it, you learn whatever, like you say, you get tired of it, you do take a break for a while. I took, in boxing, imagine, I started at 13 and then I didn't go back till I was 16. You know what I mean? So a few years off, went back. So, you know what I mean? So I understand that the break, but when you take that break, man, you miss it.
Yeah.
You constantly miss it because it's something that, that's why I say it's a good addiction.
A good addiction. Yeah, I think all boxers that really truly love the sport has a good addiction. Like, they take a few months off, few years off, and they come back like nothing ever happened. I think that's good though. I think that means like you really miss the sport, but it can come to the point where it's too late. It's too late, especially for the pros.
Yeah, I
agree. Try to come back, it's too late. You gotta.
Very true.
That's why there's boxing. There's life after boxing. You have to have a second
Absolutely.
plan.
And one thing I realized for the elder fighters, I should say, that it's hard to admit that it's over with.
Yeah.
I think that's the hardest thing I'm saying. Just to even to my imagine, like, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, Brianna, like, there was times that I thought maybe I could make a comeback. Maybe I could, you know what I mean? And I'm like, man. And then you see yourself, or you sparring, I see myself in the video, and then I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna stick to teaching, because, but I think that's the hardest thing for fighters, to admit that it's over with, that, you know what I'm saying, that you're gonna focus yourself on something else. Yeah, it's tough, for sure it's tough. Unless you stick with it around somehow. And you notice that a lot of fighters end up being coaches, believe it or not. Owning gyms. I mean, look at Matthew Hatton, Omar Albanil in Tampa. Yeah. I mean, a lot of fighters, that eventually turn coaches, teachers, and open gyms, and because it's hard to leave it.
It is.
You know what I mean? It's very hard to leave it. Once you, and like you say, but you really truly have to, like, you know what I'm saying? It really have to be in your heart, you know what I mean? Somehow, some way you're just going to stick with it. I believe. I could be wrong though, but.
No, I agree. I think it's good too. Like, if you're good at it, why not pursue it as a coach, But
yeah, definitely. I agree. And then, matter of fact, I was talking to another coach about this, about some coaches have never fought, but they have the vision.
Yeah. They
have the vision, and not only that, they have that tool that could take that savage out of you, or that, you know what I'm saying, that grit. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you necessarily don't have to fight to be a good teacher. Because let's be honest, there's some fighters that are bad teachers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's fighters. So that doesn't mean, I feel like that doesn't mean that any different. They could be, you could never fall, but you have that. Look at Cus D'Amato. Even though I'm not sure. I think he was a fighter, and then he got hurt, and then he couldn't pursue his career, if I'm correct, or maybe he never fought an amateur, or he was about to, he got hurt and never fought. But look, he took. He'll build,
amazing boxers.
Yeah, absolutely. He had Patterson, he had Mike Tyson, he had a bunch. Teddy Atlas Cus D'Amato was Teddy Atlas' mentor.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know what I mean? So he took the savages out of people. So you see, and then you got fighters that are coaches that are good teachers as well. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, definitely, man. So, pretty much, so going back to
Our topic.
you know, the perspective, man, of when you're young, man, because I realized that
It's very hard.
yeah, exactly, you know,
Yeah.
very, you know.
Yeah, you have to have like a good, strong mindset and be disciplined to be in any sport. I think.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, like you know, I be comparing everything to boxing. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm saying like in general, like even life. You know what I mean? If you don't grind, if you don't hustle, if you don't move around, you're not gonna. You know, you're gonna stay in one spot for the rest of your life. You gotta move, you gotta hustle, you gotta grind, you gotta get better in your grades, you gotta whatever it is that you're doing, but you gotta do it to the 100.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how I feel. So it's tough, man. So what are the plans though? What are the plans for the comeback?
Plans.
March 1st. March 1st, we open. We have a date already. March 1st, we have a date for the grand opening.
Yeah.
So that's going to be awesome. Matter of fact, talking about that, I know you're excited because you're going to be teaching the youth class, meaning the kids class. You know what I'm saying? So she's going to be teaching. She's going to be the teacher for that class. And, you know, she's hoping actually to get a little bit of, turn one of those little savages into a compete fighter, which she's gonna debut as an amateur, ain't that right?
Yes.
So you know that's she's excited about that, which that's great, that's cool too. But yeah, she'll be teaching the kids class, you know, the basics, the stuff like that, you know, and also train to fight.
Yes.
Train to keep her thing going, man, because back March 1st.
Yes.
And then what? So you trying to train to get back, you know,
yes.
fight?
Initially, I want to train to fight again because I miss being in the ring, and then maybe get some prospects, maybe train some little kids. We'll see.
Yeah, nice. That's the goal. Yeah, absolutely, man. Because the ultimate goal is, you know, becoming a coach, a complete teacher. You know what I mean? A coach, you know, helping me out and building champions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like helping the community, man. Because it is when you have a gym, you're really helping out the community, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're giving them either whatever it is, karate, whatever it is. You know, you're helping people out. You're helping the kids because nowadays these kids, man, they be on the phone all the time. They be on the media. They be oh my goodness, man. So.
Oh, good.
But yeah, man. Anyway, appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate for interview, and you already know what time it is, man. Coach Ron Talk Show, Sweet Feet.